everyone. Welcome to GirlCon Keynote number 2 with Hope Goins. My name is Vidya, and I'm one of the co-directors of GirlCon. We hope you've had an amazing experience thus far. I really enjoyed seeing many of you at sessions, at resume reviews. Seeing each of your Instagram stories and your virtual backgrounds in the sessions made all of us so happy, and all the late nights and long hours totally worth it.
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Zara Khan, and I'm on the core team for GirlCon. Thank you for your dedication and enthusiasm at our conference. Make sure to use our hashtag #TakeTheMic, and tag at GirlConTech on everything you post. We are so glad you're joining us for our second keynote of GirlCon 2021 with Hope Goins. Hope is a staff director of the United States House of Representatives Committee on Homeland Security. She is a top advisor to Committee Chairman Bennie Thompson on all matters related to the oversight of the Department of Homeland Security and national security related matters throughout the executive branch. Hope is responsible for advancing and coordinating all committee policy and legislation with the leadership of the House of Representatives.
Throughout her tenure on the committee, she's also been Chairman Thompson's most senior advisor on matters related to counterterrorism, countering violent extremism, intelligence, cybersecurity, natural disasters, and civil rights, as well as civil liberties. Now, without further ado, Hope Goins.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to GirlCon 2021. I want to thank you so much for attending today's event. I am so honored that you would have me today. I know that this has been a difficult year and a few months for all of us, navigating through this virtual world and now trying to get back to some type of sense of normalcy. But you all have persevered, and I'm so happy to see you today. It is young women like you, young leaders like you, who will become the new leaders of the STEM field. It's never a dull day in my line of work. As the top advisor to Chairman Thompson, I keep the chairman informed on all matters related to oversight of the Department of Homeland Security. I work in the halls of Congress. I work with members of Congress. There are some members that are so interested in you and your advancement and advancing the lives of women, of non-binary individuals in the STEM field. We have been underrepresented for such a long time, and now it is time for us to take the mic, take the mic and let our leadership abilities and skills radiate throughout our community and throughout our education as we go forward. Now, sometimes it's just not that easy. I understand that. I understand growing up, there may be some differences that you see, or people may put labels on you or put differences on you that you never had. When I was the tender age of 6, when I was 6 years old, and in the first grade, that was my introduction. I grew up in Mississippi. I grew up with my parents, my grandparents, cousins, very loving family. And it wasn't until I went to elementary school in the first grade where I found out that there were some things about me that were different, or that I was first othered. I was invited to a birthday party at the age of 6. um, Understood it was a birthday party for girls. All girls were invited. And then the very next day, the young lady that invited me to the party got a group of us together. She and her mother actually solicited the teacher to get certain girls together to revoke our party invitations and to tell us that we would not be able to attend the party. And if we still had the invitations in our backpacks, could they have them back? The group of girls that were all uninvited to the party happened to be Black. That was my first introduction to othering at the age of 6, being uninvited to a party because of the color of my skin. Didn't matter that the young lady and I were in the same class, lived in the same town, were being taught the same ABCs, one, two, threes, addition, subtraction, math facts that a first grader would be taught. But because of my skin color, I could not share in cake and ice cream with her according to her mother's standards and according to this and like I said, with the teacher's assistants, our party invitations were revoked. Saying that to say, we have come a long way in our society since then. You probably would not hear too much or would make national news of a teacher setting girls aside or people setting girls aside and a teacher assisting in revoking a party invitation like that. But still, we have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go with how we show up in the world, how we show up in the world as girls, how we show up in the world as girls, Black girls, Asian girls, Hispanic girls, how we show up in the world as non-binary individuals, how we show up in the world if we are questioning or deciding whether or not how we are really and truly going to pursue our lives. But in order to continue but it doesn't take anything away from your brain. Nothing away from your brain. I try to show up as, like I have on my shirt, as happy. Um, it's taken a few years, but I show up with, I'm not growing dreads. I show up with my natural hair. I wear a lot of vibrant colors to work. I wear colors all around me, and I try to have a colorful personality. And that really, really shows when I come across to people, because it shows my personality. It shows my warmth and who I am. But I didn't get here overnight. I had to have some type of courage. And I want to tell you a quote from Maya Angelou on courage. And it says, "One is not born with courage, one develops it." And you develop it by doing small, courageous things, little things throughout your life. um, in the same way that one would not pick up a 100-pound bag of rice. If that was one's aim, the person would be advised to pick up a 5-pound bag, a 10-pound bag, and then a 20-pound, and so forth, till you build up enough muscle to actually pick up 100 pounds. And that's the same way with courage. You develop courage by doing courageous things, small things, but things that cost you some type of exertion, mental and supposed spiritual exertion. Courage is what drove me, and that same courage can drive you as well. You all have the courage and opportunity to be whatever you want to be. You have the skills and the knowledge that is placed on you in this space today, and sky's the limit. Today, this conference will provide you with so many mentors and opportunities to grow. And during my time, I've been a strong advocate and leader to promote diversity and inclusion for women like you and me to be a part of these spaces. And I encourage each of you, when you reach your spaces of leadership, and that doesn't necessarily have to be when you become an adult, but even when you become a junior, senior in high school, freshman in college, you become president of your student body, president of your STEM organization. When you reach those spaces of leadership, that you advocate for women, that you advocate for non-binary individuals, you advocate for people that look like you advocate for people that you've seen marginalized, you advocate for them to be in spaces as well. Because we are all responsible for each other's well-being, and together we can achieve greatness. That's all I have for you ladies today. Thank you all so much. And I hope my words have served as encouragement for you as you continue to excel and continue your path. Be creative, be courageous, and be happy. Be well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hope. That was really, really helpful for me. And, as someone who, like you said, I'm going through this field and seeing so much diversity, but also so much discrimination at the same time, it's really helpful to have your words of motivation and stand up for each other. Um, I will start with the Q&A portion now. So we wanted to ask you, so far you've had a really, really awesome career, and we wanted to know what has been the most fulfilling part of your career?
I think one of the most fulfilling parts of my career is really creating opportunity for other people. I've been blessed to be in a position to be able to give back either through speaking engagements or through speaking with ladies that come on Capitol Hill, speaking with people that come to Capitol Hill and letting them know what can and cannot be done. I've been able to open doors for people through recommendations, through conversations, through just introducing them to different types of fields, different types of careers in the field. So I think that's really been what's been most fulfilling to me. And just seeing, I would say, even the past year throughout the pandemic, seeing how the world is shifting, seeing the racial reckoning that has happened throughout this country, but also seeing how we are creating space for others, how we're creating space for women, how we're creating space for non-binary people, how we're creating space for people that and at one point in time were considered so different. We can't we can't discount what's in somebody's brain. I'm sorry. If someone's good at STEM, that person is good at STEM, and that person should have the ability to advance in this world. We are created equal.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for being so real with us. Our next question that I want to highlight is, who was your inspiration growing up, and what made you draw to this career right now?
Oh my gosh, I had a good amount of inspirations growing up. To be honest with you, I had an older sister and an older brother that were pursuing science careers. My brother is actually he's a surgeon now, but at one point in time he was a chemical engineer. So I grew up seeing them as, and my sister's in healthcare, but she pursued biology. Um, my I grew up knowing that science was hard, um, but I knew it was attainable in my family because my sister and my brother did it, which didn't necessarily spark me to want to do it. But over time, learning more about STEM careers, learning more about doors that could open, and in the policy realm. Like I said, I do more cyber policy. I do more science and technology policy, homeland national security policy, and how those things intersect. So it was more so over time and getting that type of exposure throughout my career.
For sure. A lot of people at GirlCon are high school students, and we wanted to know if you had to go back to your high school self, what would be one piece of advice that you could give?
Oh my gosh. I will say that I had my high school career was it wasn't as storied and beautiful as you would see on television. I had a lot of ups and downs, similar to what some girls in the audience may be having. But if I could go back, and I wouldn't do much differently, but I would say this is that it's so much more to come, so much more ahead of you. Your best days are ahead of you. You're having good times with your friends. Be loving, be kind to everyone, but know if you have a bad day, you're not your days ahead of you are going to be so much better, especially now when we had to last year, some of you all may not have been able to do things that you have wanted to, like your basketball tournaments, your STEM tournaments, your prom, your military balls, things that we all loved in high school that got cut out from us. But they're going to, if you continue, and especially if you continue in the STEM field, there are going to be so many more beautiful moments that you can have outside of high school. So keep the pace, keep the pace. I know some days it's very hard to be happy when you're in high school. I had those days too, but remain in pursuit. Remain in pursuit and stay the course because you're going to have so many brighter days ahead. But those people that you're in high school with, you're going to have very, very, very fond memories of them, and and create the beautiful moments now. And if you do have a hard day, because I I know it's very hard being a teenager, talk to someone, reach out, get a friend. If it could be your counselor, if it could be your mentor, mentee, guidance counselor, teacher, someone you trust, maybe at a local club or organization that is sponsoring some of the activities that you do. Please, please never feel like you're alone. You are now a part of a village. I'm a part of your village. I'm a part of your village now. So I very, very, very much appreciate that.
Yeah, that's very great advice. Kindness does go a long way. More on the advice realm, what would you tell our attendees who want to go into the government/policy career?
I would say if you want to go into the government/policy career, go ahead and pursue it. You should look at things now. Actually, if you go on to USA Jobs, there's pathways programs that will, you can hire high school students. High school students can already pursue um, careers in the government while they're in high school. In addition to that, I would say write your local elected officials, let them know. Say, I mean, we're all on the cyber grid, we're on the electric grid. We've been affected by things of that nature. Some of us are creatives, some of us do well in the digital world. Let people know your skills and say, I would like to offer them to you. I would love to intern with you. What should I do? Or can I just have an informational cup of coffee? Please keep me in mind when you're ready to create. Please keep me in mind when you're ready to pick my brain to let you know what the next generation wants to do. That's what I would say.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of us people in the chat and the YouTube chat want to know, as high school students, you talked about standing up and taking action. What would be a way for us to make sure that we're heard and that we can actually take part in these things?
Well, we have to take the mic. We have to take the mic and you have to stand up and be heard. And sometimes that means organizing, getting people together. Sometimes you can do it in just the easiest way. Sometimes it's not really that hard. Sometimes you can go to your counselor, civic organizations, people that you know will have an interest. And if you knock on those are a teacher, sometimes those are easy doors to open, right? But if the door seems kind of hard, let's show our value. Let's take the mic and show our value. What do we have here? What are my talents here? How can I spread those talents throughout my school, throughout my community? Where can I, let's show that I'm valuable. I would never back down and just put my talents and skills in a corner. I would always get a partner and see how we can go and show our value to an organization and essentially to our world.
That's very great advice. Yeah, I think our attendees would really appreciate those powerful words coming from you. More so on like hashtag take the mic realm, what has been one project that you've worked on where you really put all your work and force on?
Oh my gosh. I am currently putting my work and force right now into our Village United. It is a nonprofit that works with the Village Market ATL, which is a conglomerate of Black businesses. So I am currently working with them. That's something that I do outside of my 9 to 5 job, working with them to make sure that Black businesses are visible, but also that Black businesses are trained and able to have what needs to be had to make sure that they can raise capital, they're visible, they're trained. And we actually have a storefront in Atlanta at Park City Market. So that's where I decided to work with my friend, Dr. P. Hallman, and take the mic, change the narrative, help train, encourage, and fund Black businesses and make sure that their products are available on a larger scale.
Definitely, that's really important. We are coming to a close of our time. So, Hope, is there any last few words that you have for attendees before we close out for today?
I would just say stay courageous. Please, please, please stay courageous and stay diligent. And I know that some days will get hard, things will get a little weary, but do not do not give up. Take the mic, change the narrative, change what they may say about girls not being good at science, engineering, math, technology. Take the mic, change the narrative about what they say about people showing up in this world. Take the mic, change the narrative about what a STEM professional should or should not look like. Um, I think that that is one of the things that we need to go into this world and show up as ourselves, as our authentic selves, whether you are non-binary, whether you identify as female, however you want to show up. Nothing can take away the education you have. Nothing can take away what's in your brain, and you cannot cede your power just to someone else. Let's take the mic, show up, be courageous, and lead.
Thank you so much, Hope. And with that, we've officially ended GirlCon Day 2. Please fill out the feedback form that one of our GirlCon team members would have dropped in the chat for you. And this is a way for you to get a better chance of earning swag and for us to improve our conference for the future. And for more information about that, check the email that we sent yesterday about the swag point system.
Yep. Additionally, we will be dropping a link for a Google Doc, which contains all GirlCon Zoom and YouTube links for the entirety of the conference. Please do not share the document with those who haven't registered for GirlCon. Also, remember that we'll be sending recording for all sessions to attendees after the conference, so don't worry about missing any you might be interested in.
Thank you so much for joining today, and thank you so much, Hope. We look forward to seeing all of you throughout the rest of the conference. Thank you so much. Bye.